Google doesn't rank words anymore, it ranks ideas and topics. Learn the algorithms that made this shift possible. Master them and outrank the bigger sites. Watch now, your future clicks depend on it. Welcome back to our Semantic SEO course. This is the third lecture of Semantic SEO Roadmap. In our previous video, we explained the differences between traditional SEO and semantic SEO. For a quick recap, we discussed that in traditional SEO, we used to check the keyword difficulty scores and then looking for the highest search volume and then writing the content, making sure that the keywords has been placed at the right places. But in semantic SEO, we never check the keyword difficulty scores. We optimize topics for user intents and contexts. We look at the search queries just to find user intents and singular contexts. Today we are going to explore the brain of search engine, the algorithms. Do you know what algorithms do for search engines? Search engine algorithms interpret the user queries and match the results from search engine's database and then present the most relevant and responsive search results on the SERPs. Understanding these algorithms will help you design a futuristic proof SEO strategy that will help you outrank bigger authority sites and heavy competitors. So going back to the start of search engine, in 1990, Alan Emtag at McGill University introduced a very preliminary concept of search engine. They introduced a script that indexed file names on anonymous FTP servers. Users had to know the exact file name they wanted. Aki didn't understand natural language or the contents of the files. Arki was later superseded by Jagoid and Veronica, and then human curated directories like Yahoo and automated engines like Alta Vista came into being. PageRank and the rise of Google. Mid-90s, Larry Page and Sergey Brin began work on Backrub, a web crawler that treated hyperlinks as referrals. Their innovation, the PageRank algorithm, calculated a page's importance by counting how many other pages linked to it and weighting those links by the linking page quality. In other words, a high quality page should be linked by other high quality pages, creating a recursive ranking system. PageRank became the basis of Google, officially launched on September 27, 1998. Even though PageRank improved search relevance, early Google still relied on lexical signals such as keyword occurrences and anchor text. So it was the birth of traditional SEO, where search engines were looking for keyword optimization and backlinks. Over time, search marketers learned to manipulate these signals through keyword stuffing and aggressive link building. In Feb 2003, Boston Update. The main purpose was to release algorithm changes more frequently and enlarge the search engine index. Main functions was introducing continuous algorithms tweaks rather than sporadic big updates. The Google Dance expanded the index, causing ranking shifts in search results. But it had some limitations that frequent index updates created volatility that confused webmasters. Then again in April 2003, Cassandra Update. Its main purpose was to combat hidden content and link spam. Its main functions included penalizing hidden text or links and codomains used for link schemes, targeted excessive link exchanges between sites. It had again some limitations. Some legitimate cross-linking arrangements were caught in the penalty. In May 2003, Dominic Update. Its purpose was to adjust how Google counted backlinks. So you see how search engine is revolving around backlinks, either calculation or evaluation. The main purpose And the main functions of Dominic update was how backlinks were assessed, making it more difficult for link form schemes to manipulate rankings. It's always difficult to catch SEO experts. Introduced new crawling bots and indexing tweaks. But it had again some limitations like the update changed link counts, rankings fluctuated unpredictably for many sites. Then in June July 2003, Esmeralda and Fritz update. Its main purpose was to overhaul infrastructure and move to continuous indexing. The main functions were to replace the monthly Google Dance with near daily index updates. Everflux marked a transition to a new search infrastructure, but again its limitations included frequent recrawling, increased server demands, and created ranking volatility. In November 2003, Florida update. It was a major anti-spam update before the holiday season. Its main functions included to target keyword stuffing and manipulative SEO tactics, to employ filters like search term lists and local rank weighting links from relevant sites, introducing word stemming to understand variations of search terms. So in this algorithm update, their targets were included both keyword stuffing and backlinks analysis. Again, it had some limitations like the aggressive filters caused widespread ranking losses for many legitimate businesses, leading to a lot of criticism. Then in January 2004, Austin update. It was a continuation of anti-spam efforts after Florida update. Its main functions were including penalizing manipulation of meta tags and invisible text, reducing rankings for pages using hidden content or excessive on-page keyword stuffing. So first they started to rely on keywords optimization and backlinks, and then they started to catch manipulative techniques by SEO experts. Its limitations included some sites saw ranking drops even when their optimizations were legitimate. So ultimately these are machines, sometimes good catch and sometimes mistakes. In Feb 2004, Google introduced Brandy update. Its main purpose was to improve the understanding of context and relationships between the links. Its main function introducing latent semantic indexing, also known as LSI keywords, to understand synonyms and related concepts, strengthening link neighborhood analysis to evaluate the authority of connected sites, expanding Google's index and refining anchor text relevance. So you can say from Feb 2004, search engines focus shifted from backlinks to analyzing anchor texts. Its limitations included LSI and context processing were still rudimentary, results sometimes missed nuances. In Jan 2005, search engine introduced nofollow update. Its purpose was to combat block comment spam and paid links. Its functions were to introduce the rel nofollow HTML tag, HTML attribute to signal that a link shouldn't pass ranking credit, and reducing effectiveness of comment spam tactics. Its limitations included adoption was voluntary. Many sites didn't implement it immediately. In this update, search engine allowed an option to web owners to mark a link with rel nofollow attribute. So some web publishers adopted this option and some still left this option, so it was not an effective update. In 2005, search engine introduced various updates like Allegra, Bourbon, Jagger. The purpose was to address link spam, duplicate content, and canonicalization. Allegra penalized suspicious inbound links and introduced manual penalties. So from 2005, search engine started to penalize website manually, and Bourbon update improved handling of duplicate content and non-canonical URLs. Jagger update cracked down on unnatural link schemes and reciprocal linking. But again, same limitations. Some legitimate sites lost rankings due to aggressive link quality checks. In December 2005 to March 2006, Big Daddy update. Its main purpose was to upgrade Google's infrastructure to improve crawling and indexing. Its main functions included improving canonicalization and handling of redirects and URL parameters, enhancing Google's ability to manage dynamic sites and duplicate URLs. Its limitations included that it was not a ranking update. Some sites experienced temporary indexing issues during the migration. Then in May 2007, Universal Search and Buffy update. Its main purpose was to integrate different content types and honor Google employee Vanessa Fox. Its main functions included to blend video, images, news, and local results into the main sub, and to represent numerous small adjustments in honor of Vanessa Fox. Limitations: mixing vertical results sometimes made subs cluttered. In Feb 2009, Vinci update. Its main purpose was to prioritize trust and brand authority. Its main functions included favoring large brands in search results and boosting sites with strong offline authority signals. By the way, this is still implemented on the subs. Its limitations included small businesses complained that the update disadvantaged them. In August 2009, Caffeine update rolled out. Its main purpose was to modernize Google's indexing infrastructure. Its functions included providing 50% fresher results by indexing the web in small portions continuously rather than in batches. It's allowed Google to process hundreds of thousands of pages per second, scaled to handle the rapidly growing web. But its limitations included it required significant hardware resources, ranking signals were not changed directly. In April 2010, My Day update, its main purpose was to address long tail queries and thin content. Its main functions included demoting pages with low value for long tail searches, and it rewarded in-depth, high-quality pages targeting specific topics. Its limitations was some e-commerce sites lost long-tail traffic due to non-optimization. In Feb 2011, Panda update. Its main purpose was to reduce the prevalence of low quality content and content forms. Its main functions included assessing overall site quality and downranked thin or duplicate pages. It rewarded unique informative content to improve search quality, and it eventually integrated into Google's core algorithm, the Panda update. Its limitations included early versions sometimes penalized legitimate sites. Multiple iterations were needed for refinement. In November 2011, Google has a freshness update. Its main purpose was to provide more up-to-date results, and its main functions included boosting newer content for queries needing recent information and adjusting ranking signals to prioritize recency for time-sensitive searches. Its limitations included over-prioritizing new pages even when older resources were authoritative. Then in January 2012, page layout update. Its main purpose was to improve user experience by reducing ad clutter. Its main functions included penalizing pages with too many ads above the fold and encouraging sites to display meaningful content prominently. Its limitations included affecting a small subset of pages. Some publishers felt unclear about the threshold. Then in February 2012, Venice update. Its main purpose was to integrate local results into main search, and its main functions included incorporating Google Places or Maps information into organic listings and delivering location-specific results for generic queries. Its limitations included sometimes returning local results even when the user sought broader information. Then in April 2012, Penguin update. The main purpose of this update was to combat web spam and manipulative link practices. So again, after some years, a huge crackdown on manipulative link practices. Its main functions included evaluating link quality and penalizing unnatural link patterns, detecting keyword stuffing and other spam techniques, lowering rankings for sites with manipulative backlink profiles, and eventually operating in real time as part of the core algorithm. Its limitations included that early versions had high false positive rates, recovery required disavowing bad links. Then in August 2012, Pirate update. Its main purpose was to deter copyright infringements, and its main functions included downranking sites with repeated DMCA complaints and encouraging compliance with copyright laws. And again, some legitimate sites were penalized due to false DMCA claims. In September 2012, exact match domain. The main purpose of this update was to reduce ranking advantage of keyword stuffed domains, and its main functions were included lowering rankings for low quality sites whose domain names exactly matched search queries, and its limitations included that some high quality sites that have exact match domains also lost visibility. In September 2013, Hummingbird update. Its main purpose was to overhaul Google's algorithm to better understand natural language and user intent. This is the major shift from traditional to semantic SEO. From this point, search engines started to understand natural language and user intent. Its main functions were to employ semantic search and natural language processing to comprehend the context and relationships between words. So this is the year 2013 from where search engines started to understand the context and semantic meanings of user searches. Hummingbird update also allowed Google to handle conversational and voice queries more effectively. It integrated with the knowledge graph to interpret entities and deliver more relevant answers. It shifted emphasis from keyword matching to meaning benefiting long tail queries. It has some limitations like initial impact was subtle, semantic understanding remained limited compared with later AI models. So it was a first time implementation of semantic search engine. So it was not so much meaningful at the first implementation. Then in July 2014, Pigeon update. This update was to improve local search precision by aligning local ranking signals with Google's core algorithm, and its main functions included enhanced local rankings using distance and location parameters, tightening connection between local results and traditional ranking signals, and diversifying local pack results, and allowed businesses outside city limits to rank. And its limitations included causing fluctuations for small businesses. Some directories lost visibility. Then in August 2014, HTTPS or SSL certificate update. Its main purpose was to encourage secure connections on the web, and the main functions included adding HTTPS as a lightweight ranking signal, and it motivated site owners to adopt SSL certificates for encryption and information security. It provided only a minor ranking boost. Many sites delayed adoption. In April 2015, search engine introduced mobile friendly update. Its main purpose was to ensure sites deliver a good experience on mobile devices. Its main functions included using mobile friendliness as a ranking factor in mobile search. It encouraged responsive design and faster mobile loading. It only affected mobile queries. Some mobile friendly sites still lagged due to other issues. Then in May 2015, quality update. Phantom update. Its main purpose was to adjust ranking signals related to overall content quality, and its main functions included refined Google's core quality signals to reward comprehensive, useful content. Its limitations included that Google did not specify targeted factors, making diagnosis difficult. In October 2015, search engine reached a new milestone with the introduction of RankBrain update. Its main purpose was to use machine learning to interpret search queries and rank results. So from this point, search engine started to deploy machine learning programs to interpret search queries and ranking the results according to user intents. Its main functions included helping Google understand how words relate to concepts, enabling it to process never before seen queries. So RankBrain update made it easier for search engine to understand new queries, adjust the order of search results based on relevance learned from training data. It remained a core component of Google's ranking system. It has some limitations, like it worked alongside many other signals and can misinterpret queries with ambiguous intent. So in our semantic SEO, we are very much concerned about entity disambiguation. We want search engines to understand our context, to comprehend our information without any ambiguity. Again, a local search update in September 2016, Possum update. It refined local search by filtering duplicate or spammy listings. It affected local 3-pack results. Filtering out duplicate business listings and spam made proximity of the searcher a stronger ranking factor and allowed businesses just outside city limits to appear in city-based searches. It diversified local results by showing a wider variety of businesses. But as a result, some legitimate businesses operating from shared address or within the same building could be filtered unintentionally. In January 2017, search engine introduced intrusive interstitials penalty. Its main purpose was to improve mobile user experience by discouraging intrusive pop-ups. Its main functions included the pages where content is not easily accessible to users coming from mobile search results may not rank as highly. It devalued pages that display pop-ups covering the main content or full-screen interstitials. This penalty was applied on a page-by-page basis and is part of hundreds of ranking signals. Its limitations included that it didn't penalize necessary interstitials like cookie notices. Pop-ups effect is modest compared with core signals. In March 2017, search engine introduced Fred Update. It is an unofficial collective name for a series of updates targeting low-quality, ad-heavy websites. Its main functions included penalizing sites that prioritize monetization over user value, particularly those with thin or affiliate-driven content. It considered user engagement metrics, high bounce rates, and penalized poor experiences. It evaluated backlink quality and devalued sites with unnatural link profiles. Fred also assessed ad to content ratio and penalizes pages with excessive advertising. Its limitations included that Google never officially confirmed a single Fred algorithm, making its precise triggers difficult to identify for web owners. In July 2018, Google introduced Speed Update. Its main purpose was to make mobile pages speed a ranking factor. Its main functions included page speed optimization as a ranking factor for mobile searches. This update only affected pages delivering the slowest experiences and a small percentage of queries. This update used the same standard for all pages regardless of technologies search intent remains a strong signal. Its limitations included that only significantly slow pages were impacted. Fast or moderately slow pages see little changes. Then in August 2018, Medic update, the broad-core algorithm update that shook the SEO industry very badly. Its main purpose was to strengthen the emphasis on quality and trust for your money or your life, as known as YMYL niches. Its main functions was to reduce rankings for sites targeting health, finance, and other YMYL topics with low EEAT experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust signals. This Medic update rewarded previously under-rewarded sites with strong expertise and trustworthiness. This Medic update also affected a broad range of YMYL niches: health, business, finance, technology, etc. SEOs then observed that non-expert bloggers lost ranking while authoritative institutions gained high rankings. Its limitations included that Google provided little guidance on recovery. Many legitimate small publishers. A big milestone achieved by search engine after introducing BERT in 2019. This was a major update that helped search engine to understand natural language for user intents and context. The main purpose of this BERT update was to use advanced natural language processing to better understand search queries. Its main functions included to employ bidirectional transformers to consider the context of all words in a query. So after BERT update, Google was able to read from right to left and left to right. This update helped Google understand natural language, especially longer or conversational queries. It improved ranking and featured snippets for about 1 in 10 English queries. Its limitations included that Google noted that BERT still misinterprets some queries and continues to evolve. In 2021, search engine introduced Page Experience or Core Web Vitals. Its main purpose was to measure and reward good user experience via real-world performance metrics. The main functions of this Core Web Vitals update was to introduce Core Web Vitals, including LCP, largest contentful paint, under 2.5 seconds, interaction to next paint, INP, under 200 milliseconds, and cumulative layout shift CLS below 0.1. It encouraged site owners to improve loading performance, interactivity, and visual stability. It integrated into ranking systems, complementing other relevance signals. The impact was relatively small compared with core relevance signals. Optimizing for these metrics can be technically challenging. So in 2021, search engines put high focus on technical SEO optimization for websites. In 2021, MUM update, multitask unified model. The main purpose of MUM update was to advance Google's understanding of complex queries across languages and modalities. So from 2021, search engine enhanced its capability to understand different languages. A multimodal AI model 1000 times more powerful than BERT, trained on 75 languages and multiple tasks. This MUM understood and generated language and can learn from text and images to deliver richer search results. And this model was used in specialized applications, for example, improving COVID-19 vaccine information, but not yet for general ranking. Its limitations included that still experimental, not fully integrated into ranking, and may have biases inherent to its training data. And And again, a big crackdown on spammy or low quality content in August 2022. Google introduced helpful content update that was like an earthquake in SEO industry. It shook the whole SEO industry by demoting a lot of websites. The main purpose of this helpful content update was to reward people first content and demote search engine first content. Its main function included to introduce a site-wide signal using a machine learning classifier to identify unhelpful content. It encouraged removing unhelpful content. Sites with a lot of unhelpful material may see reduced performance. It focused on content that left helpful content update focused on the content that left users satisfied and met their expectations. The limitations of helpful content update included being machine learning driven, it may misclassify niche or unconventional content. Google advises ongoing content improvements. Now that you have explored how search engine has evolved so far from traditional SEO to semantic SEO. But now you need to know what search engines actually read, what actually they want to know, and what you need to add in your content in order to be a successful SEO. In our next video, we will unpack entities, the real world things and concepts that search engine is looking for in your content. We will see how to optimize your content for entity oriented SEO. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching this video.